This week's main point is being a team player. Being a team player is extremely important in and outside of the church. Being a team player is important because we need to work together to succeed. This main point reminds me of the 12 disciples. Jesus had a team of disciples who followed him everywhere he went. They needed teamwork to get along and work together peacefully. We need teamwork to live life in harmony so that we can do God's will.
1, 2, 3.
Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Today, we're talking about being a team player. Now I've got this crazy helmet on, and what kind of helmet is this? It's a football helmet. And we know the game of football, right? We know that there's a quarterback, there's a defense, there's an offense, people tackle each other, people get touchdowns, and the best team wins, right? So, what does it mean to be a team player? Well, if we look at the example of football, you know what, I'm gonna take this off for a second. If we look at the example of football, we can see a team in action. And when the team is working together, when the quarterback's main focus is his team, when the defense's main focus is their team, when the offense's main focus is the team, when the coach's main focus is the benefit of the team, do you get my drift? When everybody's full focus is the team winning, then the team will win. But if you have a quarterback who's only worried about themselves, then they're gonna make silly mistakes. They're gonna make silly throws that show them off. If you have an offense who only wants to show off their skills, then they'll just overperform and the team will not win. If you have a defense that's only concerned about themselves, maybe they might avoid tackling someone to avoid pain. And in the end, the team loses. Now, as a Quest student and as a young leader, you will be invited to be on a team. I can tell you one team that you're on right now, your family. Did you know that you're already on a team right now and you have quarterback dad, or maybe you have defensive lineman mom, or maybe you have coach grandma? You're already on a team. Now, if your main focus is the benefit of the team, that means that you adjust your actions, you adjust your game plan to make sure that benefits the team. So when it comes to being a team player, guys, we have to understand, one, what team we're on. I already told you one, you're on a team called family, right? Your family may be small, your family may look different than other families, but regardless, everybody pretty much has a team called family. That's one that you're on. But do you have more teams in your life? Maybe you have a classroom here coming this fall. That'll be a team for you. Maybe you play a sport. That's a team for you. Maybe you serve at your church, or you are a Quest kid at your church. That's a team for you. So if we want to be a team player, we simply need to make sure that our focus is for the benefit of the team and that it's not about us. And in the end, God's pleased and we all win, even you.
That's it. I'm done. That was the worst game ever. I couldn't catch, I couldn't throw, I couldn't even hit. I quit.
What? No way, man. I mean, come on. Your parents named you Homer. You were basically born to play baseball.
Did you hear some of the players on the other team? They were making up all kinds of junk about me. Like I was only playing so I could be team captain. What a lie. I just love baseball,
Hey,
man.
I know, man. I know. Just listen, Homer. Haters are gonna hate. Don't pay attention to those guys. Whatever you do, don't quit.
You know something, Hoops? You're right. I can't quit now, no matter what people are trying to do. It kind of reminds me of the story of Nehemiah. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, of course. With like the wall and the people and things.
Just check this out.
There was once a guy named Nehemiah. He lived in Babylon and worked as the king's helper. One day, a man from his hometown of Jerusalem came to see him. He had terrible news to share with Nehemiah. The wall surrounding Jerusalem, the one that protected them from enemy attacks, was in bad shape, and they needed his help. Nehemiah knew what he had to do, so he asked permission from the king to travel back to his home and help rebuild the wall. The king told him that he was good to go, so he packed up and went on his way. When Nehemiah arrived, he saw that the wall was in crumbles and that the people of Jerusalem were upset and scared. Nehemiah was glad he came to help, but knew he couldn't rebuild the wall alone. He encouraged everyone to work as a team to rebuild the wall together. Nehemiah's team helped and worked hard, doing their part. But Jerusalem's enemies were not happy about this teamwork. They came up with a plan to stop this rebuild from happening and sent Nehemiah a message, asking if they could talk to him. Nehemiah didn't want to quit, so he sent them back a message saying, "Sorry guys, I'd love to sit and chat, but I'm super busy working with my team to rebuild this wall. Maybe next time." Those guys just wouldn't give up and sent Nehemiah 5 more messages and even threatened to spread lies about him. But each time Nehemiah replied the same way, letting them know that there was no way he was going to quit rebuilding the wall. His enemies realized this back and forth message thing wasn't going to work. This time they hired a guy to try to convince Nehemiah to stop rebuilding the wall. He told Nehemiah that people were trying to kill him and that the only way he would be safe was to go to the temple with him. Nehemiah realized that this guy had been sent by his enemies to scare him. Instead of giving up, Nehemiah kept working and praying to God. He also encouraged the rest of his team to do the same. Soon enough, the wall was finished, and in a record time, only 52 days. Things were tough for Nehemiah and his team, but they never quit. Instead, they worked together, and Jerusalem was again safe from their enemies.
Hey guys, it's Madeline Gorder, and today I'm going to be doing another step-by-step dance on our main point. Our main point today is I can impact others' lives. So I'm going to go through the whole dance. So it's going to go my actions impact others' lives. So I'm going to do it a little bit slow. So it's going to go my actions impact others' lives. All right, now let's try with some music.
So if you've ever been part of a sports team before, if you've ever worked on a group project before, if you've ever been part of a dance team, if you've ever been part of a show in the theater, you have had to be a team player, okay? So I wanted to challenge you this week to remember what being a team player means and being a great team player, okay? So some things to remember about being a great team player is you got to be a great listener, okay? When somebody's telling you something, you got to open up your ears and listen, okay? And also you have to remember to work with those people. If you're not working with them, chances are you're not getting the job done, or you're doing all the work yourself, or you're letting them do all the work by themselves. You're not being a great team player, okay? So I want you to practice being a team player this week. Some things for you to do so you can practice that, okay? So chances are you're probably at home, and you're probably with your mom or your dad, or you're probably with your brother and your sister, or all of the above. I want you to practice this week being a team player with the people in your house, okay? So the challenge to that is, and I used to do this all the time when I was a little kid, okay? So I used to set a timer, and we used to see how fast we could clean the house. So I want you to practice that this week with your siblings. Practice being great team players and get that house clean.
Last but not least, we have the salvation prayer, and this just means that you can invite Jesus into your heart. And if you want to do this, you can just repeat after me. Jesus, I believe in you. I believe you died for my sins. I believe the Spirit of God has raised you from the grave, and you are alive today. Now I'm asking you to forgive me of my sins and be my leader in life. Amen. If you prayed that prayer, that is so awesome, and we want to know. And I hope to see you all next week.